The Lowery Institute was established in 2001 to ensure that the lifelong enduring commitment to nonviolent advocacy of Drs. Joseph and Evelyn Gibson Lowery was carried on and reimagined for a new generation. The Institute's mission is to provide a platform for citizens of every walk of life to learn the importance of nonviolent advocacy principles. Central to this mission is a push to provide future leaders and change agents with opportunities to explore the moral and ethical imperatives for justice and human rights for all people in the areas of civic engagement, social justice, education, and community health. In the fall of 2013, the Lowery Institute was proud to implement our Change Agent program to fulfill our 4 service pillars. What began with 12 eager college students has grown to over 100 students representing HBCU students across the country. Pivotal to our growth has been the establishment of Mimi's Pantry that provides food to college students in need. An aggressive civic engagement leadership program, scholar activist capstone projects, and social justice programming to improve conditions for the common good.
Good evening and welcome to our 5th annual Change Agent Tank. 3 incredible students have advanced to pitch their concepts tonight as they compete for up to $10,000. The Change Agent Tank was created to encourage undergraduate and graduate level college students with an entrepreneurial mindset to go for it, to use their genius to create opportunities in business, whether nonprofit or for profit, that are designed to advance the common good. These thought leaders are the innovators, creators, and problem solvers of their generation. We are excited to present them tonight to compete for $10,000 to infuse their initiative. But before we begin, let's welcome our judges for the evening.
Lord Pierce is the USA Basketball Men's National Team assistant coach and most recently served as the head coach of the Atlanta Hawks. He previously coached for the Philadelphia 76ers, Memphis Grizzlies, Cleveland Cavaliers, and Golden State Warriors. The San Jose, California native played basketball for Santa Clara University and graduated with a Bachelor's of Science in Business Administration. Pierce is one of the leading voices in the fight against racial and social injustices and currently serves on the NBA's National Basketball Social Justice Coalition. Shirley Clark Franklin is the 58th mayor of Atlanta. She was the first woman to hold the post and the first Black woman to be elected mayor of a major southern city. Franklin is the executive board chair of Atlanta-based Purpose-Built Communities, one of the most impactful nonprofits devoted to community revitalization across the country. Originally from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Franklin received her BA in sociology from Howard University and her MA also in sociology from the University of Pennsylvania. Derek Farnsworth Bentley Watkins is a producer, musician, author, and philanthropist. Named by GQ magazine as the first gentleman of hip-hop, Derek has earned a reputation of excellence as an artist, an expert in fashion, and as a pop culture figure. Derek is a graduate of Morehouse College with a degree in biology. He has a true passion for education and investing in the next generation of game-changing entrepreneurs and innovators. Mark Cuban is an entrepreneur, television personality, media mogul, and investor. He is the owner of the Dallas Mavericks and is also one of the main shark investors on the ABC reality television series Shark Tank. Mark is a native of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and graduated from Indiana University with a degree in business. Cuban gives back to the communities that promoted his success through the Mark Cuban Foundation. Dr. Kimberly L. Jeffries Leonard serves as the 17th National President of the Links Incorporated and the Links Foundation Incorporated. Dr. Jeffries Leonard serves as President and CEO of Envision Consulting, LLC. A graduate of Fayetteville State University, Dr. Jeffries Leonard earned a Master's of Science degree from North Carolina Central University and a Doctor of Philosophy degree in Psychology from Howard University.
Thank you to our incredible judges for being here this evening. Welcome, Lloyd. I'm so glad you're here as a Lowery Institute board member. I think we met at my dad's house and really bonded over Shark Tank, didn't we?
We did, and being invited as a judge in 2019 was really powerful to see the impact that the students had, the ideas and creativity that they brought to the event, and the passion that they showed really made me want to dive in a little bit more and figure out ways to continue the growth of these individuals and these students so that they can continue their path of being change agents.
Thank you so much for being here. Mayor Franklin, my former mayor and someone I look up to, who's been a mentor to me. Mayor Franklin, thank you so much for being here this evening.
It's a delight. I'm really excited, and nice to meet all the other judges as well.
Well, thank you so much. We're excited to have you here. Another Lowery Institute board member, Derek Farnsworth Bentley Watkins. Thank you for being here to root these kids on this evening. And congratulations to all the success you've had as a producer lately, Derek. We're proud of you.
Thank you so much. And I'm looking forward to hearing these entrepreneurial ideas from these students. Let's get to it.
Absolutely. Hopefully you'll have some difficult decisions to make this evening.
Yes.
Mr. Cuban, it's so nice to meet you, sir. Welcome.
Thanks for having me on. It's great to hear you and Coach Pierce are like big Shark Tank fans and bonded over Shark Tank. That like makes my whole night. So I'm truly excited to be here. You know, I can't wait to see the deal. So, but I got to warn everybody, I just may be a little sharky.
Well, know that this is like Shark Tank for the common good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. And last but certainly not least, thank you, Dr. Jeffries Leonard, for being here.
Oh, it's such a pleasure to be here with you, Cheryl, and with these illustrious judges. I too am a Shark Tank fan, and to be able to sit here and do Shark Tank for good and community impact is really such an honor. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. As you know, as the national president of the Links Incorporated, which is an organization near and dear to my heart, the Lowery Institute received a social justice grant from you guys from the Southern area. And I am so thrilled and grateful for that. So you actually have some skin in this game.
I do, and I'm glad that it is an organization near and dear to your heart and somebody else on this panel. But, you know, we're an organization of over 16,000 members. We have 292 chapters. We're in 41 states, the District of Columbia, the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And what we as an organization know that in this time, a time like no other, we really do need to focus on social justice issues. So I'm so proud of the Southern area for its implementation of social justice grant making. And I'm so proud of the Lowery Institute for what you're doing. It really is a full circle moment for me, because this is what we need to be doing at this time.
Thank you. Thank you so much. For all of you here this evening, I want to thank you, and I want to remind you that this is real money. We have a responsibility to make sure that these funds are utilized for the common good. So thanks again. I know you're ready to meet the change agents, but before we begin, we need to explain a few rules to our audience for this evening's event. While this is our 5th year doing the tank, it's actually our 1st year hosting it virtually, which gave us the opportunity to launch a nationwide social media search to engage these students. 6 were selected for further consideration, and they were narrowed to the 3 young people that are here tonight. We are so grateful to the graphic artists, the public speakers, and community leaders, and to the renowned Russell Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship, who counseled and mentored the students who asked for it related to their pitches. So we thank you. And so now, to share the judging rules, is one of our coaches, Blake Osborne, Program Director at the Lowery Institute.
Thank you, Ms. Lowery. And what a thrill it has been to meet and speak with these incredible students. I'd like to say a special thank you to Erica Hill of the Atlanta Hawks and Mike Valentine from the Russell Center for assisting in the mentoring process. So, without further ado, let's get to tonight's rules. Each change agent will have a maximum of 3 minutes to present their initiative. At the conclusion of each presentation, the judges will have up to 5 minutes to ask questions of the presenting change agent. At the end of all the presentations, the judges will deliberate and determine which initiative, if any, warrants an award and how much to award. Our judges are using a scoring rubric, which indicates that the initiative 1 must support the mission of the Lowery Institute, 2 must address sustainability, and 3 must be clear in its objectives. If no presentation merits an award, none shall be given. The judges have the option to divide the award among presenters or to award a single winner. Should the judges elect to fund any of these initiatives, the funds will be distributed by the Lowery Institute. And with that, I will turn it back over to you, Ms. Lowery. Good luck, change agents.
Thank you, Blake. So judges, are you ready? Now let's welcome our first change agent.
My name is Rashad Harvey. I am a junior economics major from Atlanta, Georgia, and I currently attend Morehouse College. Prior to me attending Morehouse College, I was active duty in the Marine Corps for 4 years. I want to get into wealth management and real estate as well. Currently, right now, I have an internship with Deloitte Consulting Company. I currently hold the chair as the president for LOVE, which also stands for Lifting Our Voices. I am the coordinator for our mentorship program, which is under LOVE with Utopia Academy of the Arts. Being the change that I want to see in my community, that's why I've done some of the things that I've done. Creating generational wealth is something that really gets me out of the bed. It's not about the money, it's the things that you pour into your family, into your community, and the people that are around you. So creating a foundation for my future kids, my grandkids, nieces and nephews, you know, the family that comes after me. Coming from a background or a neighborhood that wasn't the best. I grew up in East Atlanta, so it was a time frame of me having no guidance as a man and just trying to figure it out. So I had to kind of make my own way, and that's why I'm so active about giving back to the community, because there's a lot of young men that are just like me that don't have a path and don't have a guide or don't have a way. So this is my way to contribute to that. We have an initiative called the AUC Sandwich Run, which basically we go into the communities of Atlanta and we pretty much make sandwiches, make sandwich bags with snacks and basically uplifting cards, and we go to these different communities of Atlanta and we pass them out. What inspired me to do AUC Sandwich Run was my determination to basically give back to my community. I've always been an activist of community service, whether it's an hour, 2 hours. It doesn't take much of your time to give to those that are in need. Just going that little bit of mile will basically make somebody's day. Hi, my name is Rashad Harvey, and I am the change that I want to see in my community.
Hey, good afternoon. My name is Rashad Harvey, and I am the president of LOVE, which also stands for Lifting Our Voices. LOVE was created with, guided by, and thrives off love. One second. Our vision statement, it focuses on impacting our community. It's a need-based service, so whether that's voter suppression or just giving back to our community, these are the things that we do. We have thus far registered 250 people that weren't registered before in the last election, and we've passed out roughly at this point in time over 30,000 sandwich bags since last year, the pandemic, since the beginning of the pandemic. This is us at our local church that we do Sandwich Run out of.
and we're there every weekend. It's in Pittsburgh, Atlanta, which is right off of University Avenue. The reason why we chose Sandwich Run was an initiative that was held on Morehouse campus since 2013 by a founding member of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. This event was annually that they did yearly. A member of that organization years to come, Noah McQueen, he decided last year during the pandemic that he wanted to make an impact. So that impact honestly started in his house with a few friends, him just asking people, to come out and support and donate. Honestly, a few weeks going into it, he kind of asked more people versus just friends. The AUC showed up, and then Georgia State as well kind of showed up as well. And we've been doing it ever since. So it turned from an annual event to a weekly event. So thus far, we have done things of donations, fundraisers, and things of that nature to raise funds to give back. Most of the time, it's either people that come in and they bring items as well. So that's somewhat of the the logistics of Sandwich Run. My target population is the homeless population of Atlanta, and not just Atlanta, but also surrounding areas. We've also done Sandwich Run in Chicago, Los Angeles, Miami, Orlando, and Chattanooga. So it's not just in Atlanta. We're trying to expand to other campuses. Right now, we have a chapter on Georgia State's campus and Morehouse campus, which is also open to the AUC. These are some of the statistics within Atlanta as far as homelessness and things as far as food disparity within the communities of Atlanta. These are some of the things as far as our committee goes. So I'm also the CFO, which is basically I handle the finances of Love, and I'm not a part of the research, but outreach and marketing. We also have a fundraising chair, logistics. We also have operations and event planning. These are some of the things that we do to try to raise funds as far as for week-to-week operations. And we also have a website and email address and social media platforms, to kind of spread that knowledge as into what Sandwich Run is and what Love is as well. So these are some of the things that we do. And this is Sandwich Run, AUC Sandwich Run.
Well, judges, feel free to ask your questions.
So I have a question. Can you hear me?
Yes.
God, it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
I'd like to know. Thank you. What is your budget, and what difference would $10,000 make to you in terms of your budget?
Okay, so our average budget. Hold on, give me one moment. On average, we spend. Depending on the week, we could spend roughly, a lot of times we have a lot of donations. But if we actually did the calculations without the donations, it'd be roughly between 500 to 600. When we went to Chicago, we spent roughly about close to 700 or 800. And we were able to feed 1,700 people between Atlanta and Chicago.
Rashad, when you are feeding people and you go to another city, do you all just pack up and go to that city, or do you work with somebody already there?
So sometimes, yeah. So we've done collaborations with the University of Miami in Miami, Chicago. The same thing. We partner with the local nonprofit that basically help us set up the logistics as far as venue. And one of our members, he's from Chicago, so he was the point of director for that one.
You're not. The reason I asked, you're not spending money to travel to all these different places.
With that one, we did. We got some donations. We kind of put it out there what we was doing, And we had some people that, had the funds to basically sponsor us to help us, get up there.
Rashard, what's your ultimate goal with the sandwich run? Is there a targeted group that you're going to focus on and try and expand from there? But what's the ultimate goal of Sandwich Run?
Sandwich Run is like I said, it's a need-based organization. So we want it to be to where how can I put this? More so on like different campuses. So like they can have some type of initiative as far as like giving back to that community. Sandwich Run is basically, like I said, it's founded on love. So it's basically helping those that are in need.
Do you have?
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Do you have a certain amount of money with the $10,000 prize? Is there a certain amount that you figure you need that money for? What area? What's most important that you'll do with that $10,000 prize money if you win it?
It'll go towards promotions as far as like spreading awareness of what Sandwich Run is. I mean, as all of you know, that production is probably like the most expensive thing. As far as like getting it to the masses and what we do. So that'll honestly help boost our trajectory as far as donation. And it'll also allow us to like be a household name in a sense, especially on different campuses.
So Rashard, how much money have you raised in the past month as an example? What percentage of that actually goes to providing sandwiches? What percent goes to promotion? And where I'm trying to get to is, what's your return when you do a promotion? Because it's hard to find the equilibrium of how much you spend to help people versus how much you invest to raise more money. And I'm trying to get an understanding there of what you're doing.
Okay, so on average, our actual budget is around 11,000. Not 11,000. I'm so sorry. $1,000 as far as for yeah. So that goes into supplies as well. So that's the sandwich bags, that's the water, that's the note cards that we do because we write note cards on it as well to give uplift to those in those communities.
So I have another question. So do you have chapters in other?
Yes, ma'am. So we have a chapter at Morehouse, and we also have a chapter at Georgia State as well.
So I have a question. So
Yes.
if you have a chapter at Morehouse, you have a chapter at Georgia State, and I think that you mentioned that the founder was a member of Mega Psi Phi. So it sounds like you have a really good connection with fraternities and sororities. Perhaps it would increase your outreach if you expanded your chapter on other campuses, and then perhaps looked at how you could use your budget to build an infrastructure to support perhaps like a headquarter type system or a base type system, and utilize these other chapters to broaden your outreach as opposed to using these funds to broaden your outreach. Is that something that you perhaps thought about?
Well, that's something that actually is in the works right now as we speak. So that's honestly where it kind of all started from. Basically, like having the chapters at the school to basically promote and kind of get that out. The funds would basically be used for operations for the next 3 months in their production as well.
Do you have a projection around, if you were going to expand to chapters, chapter growth within the next year?
Right now we roughly have 25 members at Georgia State, and at Morehouse we have roughly around the same amount, between 15 and 20.
Can you give me a rundown of who's making the sandwiches? Once you deliver the sandwiches, what's that experience like? Is there interaction with the people you're delivering the sandwiches to, and what type of interaction is that?
So the way that the operation works, the operations is from 11 to 3. We kind of changed operations because we became more efficient with making the sandwiches. We started between 11 to 3. Volunteers come out. So that's pretty much what it is. It's all volunteer. Everybody comes out every week, make the sandwiches, we make the note cards, we bag it up, listen to music, enjoy the vibes. And then pretty much from there, we'll have our debrief. We'll talk about like if it's newcomers, you know, where they can go, the routes to go, the areas that are impacted, routes that we may not have touched yet. Me personally, I cover the Edgewood area, and then downtown close to Georgia State. So we have like multiple routes that we do in the areas that we feel as though are heavily populated with homeless people.
And Rashad, I got to ask, what kind of sandwiches are they, and how much do they cost you to make?
So we make, like I said, we also get donations. So we have someone that basically sometimes what she would do is she'll have like pre-made. So she might cook like some chicken, or she might have like already pre-made from her pantry, and she'll donate them to us like already kind of pre-made.
So how many will you give out on a typical day, or how many days a week do you do it, and how many sandwiches do you deliver?
It's once a week, and we've at minimum 500 bags a week. And
what's your record?
17 in one weekend. But that was, like I said, that was between Chicago. So Chicago we did 1,000, and then in Atlanta we did 700.
Cool. Congrats.
Thank you.
So Rashad, my question is, how do you determine if you're successful, and how do you measure it?
The changes the smiles on the people's faces we see every week. That's pretty much it. I don't know how else to say it. We know that we're making an impact because some of these people, they see us. Me personally, they see us and they already know, like, they'll have a meal for the day. I know there's a few people that'll see me and they came through just in time. And if anything, that's, the most impactful thing that we're doing in our community.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Rashad. And let's move on. Thank you, judges, for those great questions. Good luck to you. And let's move on to our second change agent.
My name is Clarissa J. Sparks. I am from Opelika, Alabama. I am a recent graduate of Clark Atlanta University, where I studied higher educational leadership. I am now Dr. Sparks. My school counselor told me with the grades that I had, I would never attend college. And now here I am, a doctor. And so just looking at my educational journey, overcoming those challenges, when people tell me that I can't, I go out and prove that I can. It really saddens me that as an African-American woman interacting with other like-minded women, that we cannot get the proper funding that we need to finance our businesses so that we can grow and scale. Everyone deserves to shine. Everyone has something that's ignited within them to be the best version of themselves. So after going through self-discovery, I said, how can I help other women clarify their visions? It is my vision to make branding accessible to everyone. Over 1,817 businesses are started every day, and most of those businesses are from African American women just like me. That gives me that energy to want to go out and make an impact. I feel like everyone has the opportunity to create the life that they deserve. So if you want that business, go get it. If you want to go to the next level, go get it. And just put the steps in place to get there. When you build strong businesses, you build strong brands, you're building community. You're giving inspiration. You're building legacies, things that we can carry out time and time again by giving the resources, the tools, the knowledge. You see a need in the market, you go out and you create a solution, and that is what I did. Brand Thinking, the branding platform built to define, design, and deliver a strong brand. My name is Clarissa J. Sparks, and I am the founder. Brand Thinking. Good evening. I'm Clarissa J. Sparks, the founder of Brand Thinking. Brand Thinking is the branding platform built to define, design, and deliver a strong brand. As a recent graduate of Clark Atlanta University, combined with a decade of experience as a branding strategist, I've gained valuable insight into the journeys of Black women entrepreneurs. Did you know that Black women are the fastest growing group of entrepreneurs? They have created over 1.9 million businesses here in the US, and they generate 51.4 billion in annual revenue. She means business. However, even with these figures, Black women are challenged. This is a social justice problem. These women have a lot of questions about business, and they are overwhelmed by the entire branding process. They often express how they lack the tools, the knowledge, and the budget to hire professionals. They crave guidance and need access to mentors. After hearing their challenges, I found myself repeating the same strategies over and over again. So I began to think, how can I empower entrepreneurs to create stronger brands? How can I teach the basics of branding, create a blueprint that will take their brands to the next level with clarity and confidence? The answer was clear: the Brand Thinking Strategy Toolkit Think. It will take entrepreneurs through the brand development process. It will help them define their brand's essence, design concepts for their visual identity, and deliver their core message to their ideal target audience. Think, it's a toolkit for transformation. It's the freedom ticket for social justice. It's our economic power. This is why I need a partnership with the Joseph and Evelyn Lowery Institute. This is why I need the $10,000 grant. When you successfully use the toolkit, you're going to turn your ideas and your passions into profits, create generational wealth, build legacies, and create opportunities in industries that lack representation, locally, nationally, and globally, for the common good. Do it for the culture. Support Black-owned women businesses. Inspire the current and the next generation of entrepreneurs and change agents. Help them get the skills, knowledge, and the support they need to build a brand for change. Thank you for the opportunity. Join me on the journey to reach 100 Black women-owned businesses.
Thank you, Clarissa. Judges, you may ask your questions.
Clarissa, it's Mark Cuban. Congrats on your success.
Thank you.
First, is BrandThink a classroom-based platform, or is it software-driven? People can use it at home.
It is a hybrid method, so often the workshops are given live, and we are part of the package. They will have a digital download to develop, to watch a 1-hour training in order to work through the actual canvas.
Great. And you said your goal is 100. How many women have you worked with to this point?
Over 2,000.
Okay, so I thought your goal was 100. So you beat your goals.
Yes. The goal for the kit is to reach 100 women with the actual brand thinking kit.
Got it. And is it all in one city? And I lied. I'm going to ask you a fourth question. Is it one city driven, or have you gone city to city?
I've gone city to city.
Okay. So, and can you tell us about your greatest success story?
My brand success stories, actually just impacting women to actually start their businesses. So it's just gives me great joy to be able to give them a step-by-step process to gain clarity. And with that, I've helped over 20 women with one-on-one coaching and consulting to help them actually launch their businesses.
And how are those businesses doing?
They're doing great. They're all in the startup phases, and they're all scaling and growing.
So we'll look forward to seeing them on Shark Tank at some point.
Yes, they would make perfect candidates for Shark Tank.
Great, thanks, Clarissa.
Clarissa, this is Coach Lloyd Pierce, and I'm a girl dad, so this is amazing to see that entrepreneurial spirit towards African American women. In addition to inspiring and working with entrepreneurs, is there also an education for young Black women and young Black students in how to understand how to become an entrepreneur, how to think outside about ideas they may have moving forward?
Yes, so the thing about the design of the canvas, I have worked with groups as young as kindergarten. I've gone out to career days within the local community to actually teach them about personal branding as well as business branding. I've hosted workshops in middle schools, high schools, and at the collegiate level for freshman orientation.
Thank you.
So it can span from K through 100.
Clarissa, hi, I'm Kim Jeffries Leonard. Congratulations on your success. And I'm so excited to see that you're focusing on Black women entrepreneurs. That is certainly an area where we need to be looking at in terms of building wealth and supporting entrepreneurial activities. Let me ask you, you said you've already touched 2,000 women. You want to use the brand thinking toolkit to be able to touch 100 women in 1 year. Will this toolkit, as you launch these businesses, be tailored to the type of business that they're thinking about launching? And also in that vein, as you begin to expand, how are you going to scale up? There's only one of you. And we have so many Black women who, we know that the statistics show that we as Black women do start a lot of businesses. And so how are you going to manage that?
Well, if you work with me one-on-one, but that is why I'm developing the kit. So you essentially get me in the box. So I'll be able to scale that way. And also in future projects, this will actually be done digitally so that they can have it as an application as well as using the tool application app. And so, yes, so again, I know that I'm limited to where I can actually be one-on-one, but that is where the kit and then the digital app will come in place.
And that will allow them to tailor it to the type of business that they are launching. So it's no one set type, but it allows.
No. So the canvas goes through the entire process. It's going to take you through 3 phases, which is your brand core, which helps you with your vision, your mission, your values, as well as your brand's essence. And the second phase helps them to identify their identity. So their visual, the website, the logo, as well as their core message. And then the third part is their interactions. With the interactions, they'll be able to see how they can identify what market that they're actually in. And then they'll identify their target audience. So this canvas is applicable to all business models.
So with that being said, how are they receiving feedback once they get the toolkit and they're working their way through the different phases? What type of feedback do you provide? How ongoing is that? What does that look like?
So all of the kits come with a digital support. We use Slack, and we create a channel where they can actually talk with a community. They'll get feedback directly from me and within the Slack or private group. So again, it's not all about brand thinking is a platform. So it's about community as well.
Okay. Well, if we have any more questions, do we have any more questions from the judges?
I have one more question.
Sure.
How are you evaluating success? Is it sheer numbers? Is it the numbers of business that you launched, the touches? What is your measure?
I measure the success again when I'm speaking with these women and they feel better about where they are in their journey. And that as far as measuring for us money wise, again, I have a goal to reach 100 women, and that's going to have a ripple effect to how they impact their communities, their families. That is what makes me happy. That's what gives me my spark, is to seeing legacies being built, generational wealth being developed.
Where would the $10,000 go?
$10,000 is going to go to marketing, operations, and the development and the production of the kit. So a lot of it will go into the pre-production.
Okay, thank you.
No.
All right, if there are no more questions, thank you, Clarissa, and we'll move on to our final presentation.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Mariam Ware. I am from Pompano Beach, Florida. I am a rising senior at Mount Holyoke College, majoring in neuroscience and behavior with a minor in psychology. There is a new program, like a new trauma center for the Capitol Police to help them with their trauma from the January 6th insurrection. And I was wondering, like, wow, that would be really amazing if Black Americans had that, like a trauma center where they could go to talk about, the generational trauma of police violence that the Black community has been dealing with for decades and decades and decades, as well as the unarmed Black Americans being shot by armed vigilantes as well in America. George Floyd happened in the summer of 2020. Just the observation of how my family, each of us reacted so differently watching the video. Where can we go to heal from that? And I saw from the summer of 2020, like a lot of Black Americans going out in the street to protest, and just the images of their faces, the rage, the anger, the sadness. And we do a lot of internal, emotional repression, and that doesn't only affect our mental health, but it also affects our physical health. The fact that African Americans are among the highest in the world with high blood pressure, and high blood pressure is directly correlated with stress and fear, I feel like it's all connected and all intertwined together. We're not able to be the best person and reach the highest potential we can be because of this racial trauma that's been holding us down for generations and generations, and it needs to stop now. The Healing Our Wounds Trauma Organization will bring hope into America, not only for Black Americans, but for the whole entire population. When one of us is hurting, we are all hurting. And this impact of racial trauma needs to end now, and my organization will do that. Hello, my name is Mariam Ware, and I am hopeful. A study by psychologist Dr. Williams assessed the mental health of both Black and white Americans who had exposure to police killings of unarmed Black Americans. Results showed that with each additional police killing of an unarmed Black American, Black respondents were more likely to report having poor mental health and the feeling of hopelessness. White respondents reported no significant mental health impacts. In the book, My Grandmother's Hands, clinical social worker Resma Menachem writes that traumas living in many Black bodies are deep and persistent. They contribute to a long list of stress disorders that you see listed here. My grandmother died of chronic heart failure at the age of 59. She struggled with high blood pressure, which is directly correlated with stress. Throughout her life, she was jarred by racial injustice. I believe racialized trauma contributed to her death. Black bodies matter. How we feel, how we heal matters. This is why I'm creating the Healing Our Wounds Trauma Organization, or HOW-TO for short. The Lowery Institute will work with me to implement this program to ensure that everything goes smoothly. HBCU psychology students are trained and certified to then consult and create wellness support programs on their college campus for individuals who experience racialized trauma, but particularly trauma due to the unjust killings of unarmed Black people. What service will we provide? HOW-TO creates a cohort of Black clinical psychologists, PhD graduate students, licensed counselors, and social workers who connect via the Slack app with college students at HBCUs. We give HBCU students interested in psychology an opportunity to become peer mentors to help support individuals who experience racialized trauma. Through our cohort of mental health professionals from the college's counseling center and the college's psychology department, we host monthly Zoom meetings where we will have workshops discussing peer support and how to implement what they learned back on campus. We plan to keep track of their program's progress through post-program surveys, reflection papers, and monthly check-ins. As the CEO and executive director of HOW-TO, I am responsible for the organization's operations and programs, and to implement consistent inventory and cost accounting policies and procedures. Through the training certificate program, Mental Health First Aid, and support from mental health professionals, HBCU college students will be certified and able to take what they learned back to their campus. The $10,000 covers Zoom costs, workshops, training sessions, and our own website. I would also like to give Psychology Club members a stipend to participate in training sessions to increase the retention rate of the students. As you can see, I have made key alliances already. Organizations such as the Boris Henson Foundation and apps such as The Safe Place are interested in partnering with HOW-TO to implement this initiative on a national level. Watching the George Floyd's murder for the first time and hearing Floyd tell Derek Chauvin in gasping breaths to please don't kill me sent my body into shock. This trauma is generational and it must stop now.
Thank you so much. Judges, questions?
Well, I'll start. First of all, I want to congratulate you for such a timely approach to what we have been.
Miriam, this is Shirley.
Can you hear me?
I'm sorry.
So, and what you're doing is building on actually the research that I have done for a long time. So I'm really excited about what you're planning to do. Can you tell me, you have a great budget of how you're going to use the funds to train. How are you going to sustain this project beyond this budget?
That's a very, very good question. So I reached out to an organization called BEAM, which stands for the Black Emotional and Mental Health Collective, where they are doing amazing work and actually have funding opportunities such as the Black Wellness Innovation Fund, which funds innovative Black-led wellness work in Black communities. And they responded saying that I would be a perfect candidate to apply for that fund down the road. Also, being in the psychology arena as an undergrad, and intending to apply to clinical psychology PhD programs in the fall, I have been doing my research and talking to my psychology professors on all the opportunities, particularly funding opportunities that clinical psychologists and mental health professionals can get through their research. And there are many grant opportunities that clinical psychologists can get for their research. And how to could be a key tool in creating solutions and sparking research topics that can be explored further by these psychologists, which can equate to more federal grants coming down the line to keep the organization going. And as more and more psychologists are becoming interested in this work, and now as the country is having a reckoning with race, how racism has affected every individual person living here, some in more painful ways than others, but affected nonetheless. More research is going to be done, and I believe more federal grants will be coming down the road to keep the How To organization going.
How long will it take you to train the students to be able to implement?
Good question. So the program is from January to April, and yes, it's from January to April, and depending on and we plan on, for now, for the pilot program, having 5 psychology students that are interested in being a part of this program. And through that, we plan on having monthly Zoom meetings where we discuss peer support training for racialized trauma, and also we will have the mental health first aid certification. And the mental health aid first aid certification is a 2-hour self-paced online course with an additional 4.5 to 5.5 hours with a peer instructor through video conference. So for them to get certification, it won't take a long time, but we do want to have the program be from January to April, because within our program, we also want to talk with the students and also try and figure out ways for them to implement what they learned through the training and also the workshops, and how they can bring it back to the college campus and apply it there.
Thank you.
Miriam, are you operational currently? Are you supporting anybody at all at this point?
No, I partnered with the Lowery Institute, and I'm very excited about that because through this initiative, I will be able to connect with the HBCUs they are affiliated with, which is Spelman College, Morehouse College, and Clark Atlanta University, to start getting the ball rolling on this.
And with your commitment to your undergrad and then your PhD program, how will you allocate your time? Or do you have somebody that in your partnerships will be able to provide the time that you can?
For now, yes, good question. I intend to hire a change agent staff member who will be on the ground level to implement these programs and, make sure that they are in person. I know we're going to have the monthly meetings through Zoom, and but having someone on the ground level to work with them and making sure that they have everything they need is how we're going to do that. Yes.
What's your vision for expansion and for the program? I mean, generational trauma, the trauma that we see in terms of at the hands of the police. I mean, that's so pervasive. And then when you talk about
Right.
students who are almost inadvertently impacted, how are you going to expand? What is your vision for that?
Very good question. I definitely want How to be a cohort where mental health professionals and HBCU students will be able to come together through the Slack app. And through that, collaboration will happen, and it will be a place where people are able to uplift and help each other. And I definitely plan on, through How to, creating works and events for the population so that we can share the resources and share the support on how do we heal from racialized trauma. And I definitely feel like I also have partners that are interested on expanding this on a national level. I can talk about that too in further detail if you're interested.
Yeah,
I think,
that was going to be my next question, is just what are your goals, ideas, and thoughts of planning to expand? I know you mentioned Clark and Spelman and Morehouse, but how do you get this to go global so it's on every college campus?
Right, good question. So there are two organizations that are particularly interested in working as a partner on a national level for the Future with How To. The first organization is the Boris Lawrence Foundation, which was founded in 2018 by Taraji Henson and is being led by Executive Director Tracy Jenkins. And its mission is to bring awareness and provide support to mental health issues in the Black community. They have shown interest in partnering with How To specifically target racial trauma, but specifically trauma stemming from police killings. And the second organization is the Safe Space, and it is actually an app created by CEO Jasmine Pierce, intended to bring more awareness and education to mental health issues in the Black community. And after reaching out to her through LinkedIn, she expressed interest in promoting How To on her app. And she also expressed her wish to create a crisis text line through her app, which
So my question is,
support her with.
do you have a board of directors? And how did you select them, or is that in formation?
Yes, that is currently in formation. I feel like partnering with the Lowery Institute, they will have staff to support the How To program. And with that, yeah, everything is currently in formation in terms of hiring mental health professionals and creating a board of directors as well.
Miriam, what happens if you don't get the $10,000 grant?
If I don't get the $10,000 grant, then unfortunately I won't be able to. I mean, I will apply for grants other places because I really do think this is a beautiful idea that will really help, you know, the Black community and America as a whole when it comes to healing from all the racial injustices and the generational trauma. But if I don't get the $10,000, then I won't be able to receive a stipend for give us a stipend to the psychology students, give a stipend to the change agent staff, the creating my own website, that's $400 annually. I wouldn't be able to do that. I wouldn't be able to pay for Zoom annually in order to have our meetings and things of that nature on Zoom. And also the training certification is $60 per student, and that would be really nice for the $10,000 to cover that as well. But I do have a 5-year plan for the $10,000. The first year is going to be hiring the change agent staff member, and like I stated in my PowerPoint, the Zoom costs, the certification, the stipends, and things of that nature. But I've made the budget so that it's a 5-year plan. So I plan on stretching the $10,000 for as long as I can.
All right. Well, if there are no more questions, thank you so much for your presentation.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
Right.
Thank you. Good luck.
Well, thank you, contestants. This concludes the question and answer period, and it also includes the 2021 Change Agent Take presentations. Change agents, we are so proud of each one of you. You've laid your hearts on the line, and we are really proud of your willingness and ability to serve. The judges, it's now up to all of you. And so as you begin to deliberate, I know our students are leaving the room, and you will have an opportunity to privately deliberate. And when you come back, you'll be able to give feedback to each of your students and declare the winner.
The Lowery Institute just has such a dynamic sort of energy about it, to where it's like I haven't felt or seen the impact and the actions of another organization like the Lowery Institute. The fact that they're willing to give free food to students who don't have a full meal plan. The fact that they're pushing students to get involved socially and, you know, doing civic duties and things like that. The fact that they're providing these impacts for students in the Atlanta area. I haven't seen an organization do something like this, and also on such a large scale.
You can't just say they do one thing. They have all these different initiatives, and the thing that I really like about it is no matter what initiative they have, they're going all out for it.
So the Change Agent Take is basically a 4 to 5 week process in which change agents basically create a social justice initiative, and they'll pitch it to a panel of judges, and then if they win that tank, like Shark Tank, they'll get $5,000 to put towards their social justice initiative.
I was actually one of the winners for the Change Tank, and the program I created was called Mission Accomplished. They force you to come outside your comfort zone. It's an honor to even be able to attach yourself to the Institute and call yourself a change agent, and for them to trust you with, you know, running different programs and actually being able to be a part. It's amazing. There's no reason why you need to be waiting until tomorrow, or you're gonna say, okay, well, 3 years from now, what's stopping you? So it's like, be the difference that you wanna see. So if you wanna make a difference, you have to be okay with being different, honestly.
Well, the Coca-Cola Company and its foundation are proud to partner with the Joseph and Evelyn Lowery Institute. And we are proud of that partnership because of the extraordinary work that they do. They're able to assess, here's the issue, here's what we understand about it, and here's what we need to fix it. And the Lowery Institute is empowering them to do that. We've learned through the Mimi's Pantry at the Joseph and Evelyn Lowery Institute that while they're in school, some of these students don't have food to eat, which is a basic necessity. And that's why we partner with them.
You're pouring into people who are actually not going to make a difference, but who are making a difference right now. People who are going to go beyond the Institute, or who are traveling internationally, making a difference in the lives of others. People who are running companies, you know, students who are making a difference with the platform they have right now. It's nice to have money and everything, but if you're not doing something with that money, if you're not pouring back into the lives of your community, then what's your purpose, you know?
I'm here for the next generation change agents. I want them to see what it can do for them. I want them to understand Dr. Lowery's legacy.
It's kind of an incubator in a sense. It's almost a nurturing process for all the change agents.
I think the work doesn't stop once we cross the stage, and that's the understanding for so many. So just coming back and showing that the stuff that was poured into us is still being used daily.
The alumni network here, it's an opportunity to continue a legacy that ultimately is beyond Dr. Lowery. That legacy now rests upon us to carry on his name, but also carry on his work. And I think that's what we're here to do, to continue the work. I think if you give them the right tools in the right hands with the right guidance, you can create revolutions, you can create movements that are way beyond time. And I think that's what this offers, that I don't believe any other institute or any other organization offers to the world.
Well, welcome back, Rashad. The judges have had an opportunity to deliberate, And I believe that Derek Watkins would like to give you some feedback.
How you doing, Rashad?
Hello.
First of all, we really enjoyed your presentation and the vision, and obviously the heart that you have for this initiative. A couple things that we talked about. Number one, I think it's going to be great when you are expanding to really consider where you're putting your money, right? And making sure that, I know in a lot of instances, going to these different cities may seem like the right thing to do, using the most amount of money for the product, for the people, right? But listen, you know, I'm still very intrigued about this sandwich. I want to know what's in these sandwiches, man. But listen, we're going to give you $1,000 to help you and your business and to help you continue to impact the people. There's a book I want you to check out. It's called Mr. Hospitality. It's by Danny Meyer. Little known fun fact, Danny Meyer, Washington Square Park was where 11 Madison Park and Tabla Restaurant were. I helped open 11 Madison Park Restaurant. And Credit Suisse First Boston was in the building. Parks and Recreation didn't have a lot of money in New York at the time. So I was a part of the team that lobbied to help get Parks and Recreation to put some money there. And then Danny actually put some money in Washington Square Park. But what ended up happening is, now that the park was nice, folks from Credit Suisse First Boston, instead of coming to our restaurant for lunch, were going there and eating lunch outside. So it's now eating up our lunch business. And so Danny Meyer pitched them, hey guys, what do you think about me putting a Shake Shack there? And so literally that is the story of Shake Shack. And so Mr. Hospitality is his book. I want you to check it out because it's a really amazing philosophy on how to give, and when you sow into the community, how that comes back to you. And then I'm personally going to connect you to an entrepreneur who's built an amazing marketing brand with sandwiches. Her name is Pinky, Slutty Vegan. So I'm personally going to connect you to her. She also does a considerable amount of outreach in the community, and I think that you could glean a lot of information from meeting Pinky. Hold on, Daniel. I'm working, Daniel. Okay. So, but listen, we're excited. We want to gift you $1,000 to help expand your businesses. You're going to get Mr. Hospitality book, and I'm going to connect you personally with. I'm going to get with Cheryl. We're going to connect you to Pinky so that she can help mentor you. And I know she's going to do that because I've mentored her.
Okay, thank you so much. I really appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you, Rashad. I'll be talking to you tomorrow.
Good job, Rashad.
All right, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Well, welcome back, Clarissa. The judges had a tough decision, but they have feedback as they have made a decision. And so I think that Mark Cuban is going to give you your feedback.
Thank you. Clarissa, amazing. You are a force of nature. Your business is incredible. As Mayor Franklin said, economic empowerment is social justice. And you really have empowered women in ways that I'm not going to say I'm surprised after hearing you speak, but I'm certainly impressed. You are Shark Tank material. And as you grow your business, I truly hope that you apply to be on Shark Tank, because the country and the world really needs to hear more about what you're doing. Branding and helping startups is so incredible. You know, in so many different communities, there is a lack of entrepreneurship. There's a lack of confidence. There's a lack of just the understanding of taking those first steps. And then as businesses start, learning how to brand and market those businesses is incredibly difficult. Just the language, as Derek said, and just, you know, understanding how to approach it and present as you raise money or as you sell your product or service is so important. So all the judges were incredibly impressed. And we have decided to grant to you $4,000 because we know that you are going to be able to use that money in incredible ways. But But from to each that receives, something is asked. We are so impressed with your ability. We would like to ask you to mentor the other two participants in this event. We think that they can truly benefit from your knowledge and your approach to business. Would you be willing to do so if we connected you to them?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, thank you. That's amazing. So congratulations, Clarissa. You get $4,000. Congratulations on what you've accomplished. It's amazing. Please do apply to Shark Tank. And I've got one more favor. Build this business up so big, you get to take my place on Shark Tank because there's on there. So build this thing up and congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Great job. Great job.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Brilliant.
Super excited.
We'll talk with you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Welcome back, Mariam. We're so glad you're here. Our judges have deliberated and they are ready to share their findings with you. Lloyd Pierce and Kimberly Jeffries Leonard will give you your response.
Mariam, we were so impressed with the work that you have presented to us that you want to do. We know that generational trauma is something that we all are thought on how to heal this trauma by addressing college students at historically Black colleges and universities with the How To program. Really resonated with us. When you heal this generation, you really heal the generations that come behind us. And so we thought that the presentation that you gave to us was compelling. The work that you want to do is really important. And so in our deliberations, we thought that your work was so critical that we want to award you $5,000 to support what you want to do. We also want to talk with you a little bit about the critical work that you're doing, but how to really ensure that you're sustaining it, structure your board so that you can have an outreach that allows you to be able to not only scale up, but scale out and really make an impact. And so we want you to work with Cheryl and really structure your board in a way that you will have the kind of mentorship and connections that will allow you to do more with less. Lloyd, do you want to add to what I had to say?
Yeah, I think we were all extremely impressed with the presentation. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the primacy and recency effect. It was a term that I learned watching the George Floyd trial, actually. And, right from the very beginning of your presentation, I was captivated by you more so than anything. I just thought you brought the research, you brought the knowledge, you brought the passion, and you brought the personal experience to your presentation. Not only is it personal, it's now becoming professional for you as well. It's something that you're going to be career driven by and towards. So this investment is in you. This investment is in the work that you're committed to and you're passionate about. And as you're starting out, the difficulty lies ahead, but understand that our support is for you and what you're passionate about, and really believing in your ability to tackle a very real situation on HBCU campuses, a very real situation in our society. And understand, as we leave this presentation, we believe in you and we believe in the work that you're committed to doing. So congratulations.
We're very proud to be a part of this investment in you. And we look forward to all the things that you're going to do with this to heal this next generation coming forward.
Thank you so much. I'm so grateful, and I feel so blessed and thankful for the opportunity, and I'm just so excited to get started. And thank you guys so much. I truly appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Well, I'm so excited for each of our winners. Thank you to our incredible judges. I hope this was hard for you because these were incredible students. It was certainly hard for us to even come down to these three students. And so thank you so much for your involvement, taking your time, each one of you. I appreciate you so much, each of you. And if there are any unless there are any parting words for our students, I just want to thank you and wish you all an incredible evening. Thank you.